Welcome to White Women Are a Menace in the Yoga Space, Storytime Edition. When reclaiming the power within your own body offends their sensibilities. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm the founder and owner of Black Prana Yoga Magazine and Black Prana Yoga and Pole. I've been teaching yoga for 10 years now, and it's my jam. It's absolutely what I love to do. But what I wanted to share is about a time that me reclaiming my power was offensive to somebody. So story goes, I am preparing to teach this class, and I introduced myself as I always do. I gave the same introduction that I just gave you a moment ago. Nothing different, nothing salacious, nothing crazy, right? That's it. That was the whole spiel. As you could tell, that has been how I introduce myself for quite some time, and this class was no different. So I mentioned a portion of what I teach and what I enjoy as a hobby in my introduction. If you caught it, awesome. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, in the words of Deion Sanders, I'm not hard to find. So it's not hard to figure out which portion of my job that I'm referring to and that the person didn't like. And as I said before, I absolutely love my yoga practice. It gave me the space to get to know myself in a way that up until that point I hadn't been able to. But the other portion of my job gave me an opportunity to explore dimensions of me that up until this point I did not feel like I had permission to explore, especially as a Black woman. Like I just did not feel like until I got to this stage in life, in this part of my business, that it was something that I got to do. So once I gave this introduction, it was brought to my attention that this person didn't like it. Why they didn't like it is neither here nor there, but the fact of the matter is they did not like what I said. But what I wanted to share with you is my lesson and my takeaway in this experience, especially as a Black woman. Black women are allowed to reclaim their power however they see fit. We're allowed to reclaim the power within our bodies however we see fit. Whether it be through yoga, through therapy, through ancestral rituals, through prayer, through dance, however you want to get there, get there. You're allowed to do that. The ways in which we decide to take back our bodies, our voices, our sensuality, or anything else for that matter, is for us to define. And it does not have to be the same for one Black woman to another either. But at the end of the day, we still get to define that for us. And frankly, this is something that's not up for debate at all, especially in places where we've already been erased, marginalized, pushed out, silenced, or made to feel small in any way, shape, or form to protect the sensibilities of comfort of other folks. Now, I did end up having a conversation with this person regarding the introduction, which went nowhere because, in all honesty, they did not want a conversation. They wanted conformity. They wanted me to shuck and jive and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, and wanted me to shrink and submit in that moment to make them feel better about whatever their feelings were surrounding this particular situation. Now, when the response that they were seeking was not provided by me, when I did not take the bait, because at the end of the day, I'm a Black woman, I'm from the South, I'm real clear at 42 years old how this game is played. I know not to engage in this type of nonsense with people that is not coming, especially when it is not coming from a real genuine place or a place where they're interested in listening. Since I did not do that, I did not perform submission for them, they were not happy with me at all. And this has nothing to do, in all honesty, with the other portion of their business and the thing that I do in my spare time. This is really about power and who's allowed to have it and who gets to determine who holds it and who gets punished for holding it and how they display it. That's really what this conversation is about. And ultimately, in this moment, I shifted the power dynamic to self by not giving mine away, by not saying that you now have the right to take something that is sacred to me and superimpose your feelings about it, about what I was doing onto it. You just don't. I'm also very clear in the fact that I don't owe an explanation at all, especially in regards to my joy. Like, I just don't have to do that. In addition to, I don't need permission at this point. I've made peace with that. We have moved forward, and it kind of is what it is. And I definitely don't need validation from someone who was determined not to like me anyway as a human being. So why in this case, if I would not take your advice, I'm definitely not going to take your criticism. And Black women in general just do not need to ask for forgiveness when it comes to healing out loud. Nobody requires your permission and or validation to do that. So, if you're a Black woman finding freedom and movement in your voice, in your joy, and in your sensuality, just know that you're not out here alone by any stretch of the imagination. I too am in it with you, and I hope that you find the same joy that I have in the thing that is your jam. So, if this resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment below. Share your stories. Have you felt like somebody has tried to police your joy before or interfere with your fun, especially if it's innocuous fun that isn't harming anybody else? They just want to superimpose themselves into what you have going on because, let's face it, you're probably pretty dope. Have you felt like that before? Share in the comments. At minimum, you'll get to hear other folks' stories and maybe find some camaraderie within the community, which I hope that you do. At maximum, my hope is that you feel like you are not alone, and that know that I see you and the other ladies within our community see you as well. I hope that this helps somebody. Feel free to share this one. Let your friends know that we're out here talking about these things. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the mat. Be easy, y'all.